Hello guys, welcome to Robot Framework tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to explain about the element locator strategies in Robot Framework. So as we have already discussed in the previous tutorial of the Robot Framework, that Robot Framework is a wrapper on top of Selenium WebDriver, right? So it by default has all the functionalities that are provided by the Selenium library. So as you can see on my screen here, I've imported the Selenium library and I'll be interacting with the keywords that are defined in the robot framework to interact with the elements or the web elements on the browser or the web page that you are trying to automate. So by default, the locator strategies in the Selenium WebDriver, there are 8 locator built-in element location strategies, and these are defined here. So this is what I have got from the Selenium website, and these are the built-in locator strategies. So the first strategy is to locate an element by ID. Second one is by name. Then you have the link text, partial link text, class name, tag name, CSS selector, and XPath. So these are the built-in locator strategies supported by Selenium WebDriver. Now what this means is basically when you are on any web page and you are trying to manually test a website or a web page or web application, what you do as a manual tester is that you click on the web page or the element on the page in order to interact with the page and do the manual testing. So for example, you are verifying the user sign up, so you click on the sign up button, then you provide the username, you click on the username text box, provide the username, and then you provide the password and then click on the sign in button. Now this is the very simple test case that you are trying to do manually, right? Now how will a tool or an automation tool know that what it has to do on that particular web page? And that is where all these web element locating strategies come into picture. So basically on your web page, how is Robot Framework or Selenium WebDriver going to identify where it needs to click and then where it needs to send the input values or click on the button or click on the link? And that is where you need to know what web elements are on your web page and how you are going to interact with those particular web elements on the web page or web application that you are going to test. So what we'll do is we'll cover all these locating strategies or the web element locating strategies on the actual website. So I'll take an example of the ebay.com and I'll explain you how you can figure out or find out these web elements from ebay.com and then write your test case using these web element different locator strategies and interact with those web elements, right? So let me go back to the web page or to the PyCharm. So here you can see that I have created just a dummy test case for weblocators.robot, and then I am directly using the Selenium library. So I have imported Selenium library into the settings section, and then I have created just a single test case, and I'm directly calling the robot framework keywords. So I'm opening the browser ebay.com on Chrome and then maximizing the browser window, and here what I'll do is I'll use different keywords to explain about the locator strategies or web element locator strategies and how you can use the keywords, different keywords, to pass in or interact with the web elements using the robot framework. So click element is the keyword which will click on the element by the identifier, either ID or name, depending on what it is there. There are similarly many other keywords. For example, if we open the existing test case, so here you can see input text, right? So input text is the keyword which will input the search text, whatever text you will pass in the identifier or the locator that you will define. Similarly, press keys is another keyword which will return or which will press the keys or the button right? So if you provide the identifier for the button or locator for the button, then this keyword will press that particular button. So let me close this window. So now here, let me go back to ebay.com, and on ebay.com, here on the main website, you can see this is the text box, right? So let's try to figure out the ID for this particular text box if it is present. So it's not necessary that you will find ID and name defined for each and every web element on your test application. So you have to see whether ID or name is available. If it is available, use it. Otherwise, there are other locator strategies that you can use. So if I right click on this particular text box and click on inspect, so this is the Chrome browser, and Chrome browser supports the XPath, CSS identification, or the locating of the web element by default, and it is very helpful for figuring out the XPath and CSS selector. So just right click on inspect, and it will open the developer console, and here it will also highlight the text or the code for this particular text box. So the highlighted portion in blue is basically what the search text box is on the eBay website, right? So here, if you see, this is input, this is the type input, and it accepts text. And then there is a class, it has like the label, placeholder, and then it also has the ID, right? So you can see ID is equal to GH -AC, and then it also has name. So now what you can do is you can use this ID GH-AC and then pass on the text, right? So I'll copy this ID, and then you can use the keyword input text, right? So I'll use input text, and if you see on the Selenium library, the shortcuts or the keywords that are supported, so this is the page, Selenium library page, and if you go to locating elements, it will show you all the locating element strategies, and then below that it will show you the shortcuts or the keywords supported in the Selenium library. So if I click find input text and go to that particular keyword, right? So input text, so this keyword input text requires 3 arguments: locator, whatever text you are going to pass, and clear is equal to true, right? So this argument, what it does is, if there is an existing text in that particular text box, it will clear that text before typing in the new text, right? So if you set it to true. So now we have identified the locator by ID. Now we have to pass on the text, whatever text we need to pass on. So we'll go to PyCharm. So what we need to do here is we'll simply say ID colon or equal to, right? So you can use either ways. So I'll use colon, and then double spaces. I'll pass on the text that is required to pass on into that particular text box. So I'll just say robot, right? So this is how you'll identify an element on your web page by ID and use it in your robot script. So simply you can use the Chrome browser's locator strategies using the inspect and check for the ID for that particular element if it is present, and use that particular ID in the robot script. So that is what I have done here, and I'm passing the text into that text box, right? So, and the next step is closing the browser. So let's execute this script and see that the text is being input into the text box using the ID. So I'll run the test. It should open the Chrome browser, maximize it, and type in robot, right? So I'll put some sleep here because it was pretty quick. So I'll put 4-second sleep there so that you can see that it is typing in the text. So it's opening the browser again, opening ebay.com, maximized, typed in the text robot using the ID of that particular text box and close the browser, right? So that's how you will figure out the ID or figure out the web element using the ID in robot framework. Now, the other important thing I want to cover in the same tutorial is finding element by name. So we have found the element by ID. Let's find element by name. So I'll open ebay.com again, and if I inspect the same text box and see the code for the text box, we should be able to find the name as well, right? So here you can see that this text box has the name attribute as well, and now we can use this name attribute in our script. So to use the name attribute, simply replace the ID by name and then colon and paste the name attribute that we have copied, right? And now this text box should be identified by the name attribute, and this robot text should be typed into the same text box. So let's run this script and see that it types in the text robot in the text box using the name attribute of the web element. So it opened the browser, typed in the robot into the text box using the name attribute, and closed the browser, right? So that's how you will be using the ID and name attributes of any web element in robot framework to identify the web element and interact with the web element. In the next tutorial, I'll explain about some of the add-ons or the extensions that are available for Chrome to figure out the XPath and CSS locators rather than using the default inspect functionality of the Chrome browser. So inspect functionality is very handy and very easy to understand, but then there are also very good add-ons available for Chrome that will understand and also learn how to use them. So hope you like the tutorial. Thank you very much for watching.